Today, we'll take an everyday, average, unsuspecting image and we'll make it very, very spooky. Specifically, we'll take this cheerful house, turn it into a night shot, turn out the lights, and add something, well, that's the surprise. It's a classic animated Halloween tutorial, created entirely in Photoshop. Here I am in Photoshop. We'll be creating an animation. So step one is to go up to the window menu and choose timeline to bring up the timeline panel. And if this reads create video timeline, you want to switch it to frame animation and then click on the button and you've got your first frame. I'm going to set the duration to 2 seconds. Right here. Now what you want to do is go to the flyout menu icon way over here on the right hand side and make sure new layers visible in all frames is turned off. We do not want that command to be on, and that way you have more control. All right, now I'll create another frame by clicking on this little icon here, and we'll mess with it. We'll make it different by first converting this daytime scene to a night scene. This is a very cheesy effect, but I'm going to press Control-J, Command-Option-J on Mac, and I'll say day to night because that's what we're doing. And I'll go up to the filter menu, and I'll choose Camera Raw filter. And this is kind of the camera raw version of what Ed Wood Jr. would do. So the first thing you want to do is click in the exposure value and take it down to -1.5 and then crank up the exposure value, take the highlights value all the way down, take the shadows value all the way up, twirl open effects and take the contrast, the clarity value that is, down to -50 and then take the vignette value down to -50 as well. I know. How cheesy is that? Click OK. And it's something right out of the 1950s, I tell you, the bad portion of the 50s. But now what we need to do is infuse it with some nighttime color. And so I'll click on this little black-white icon at the bottom of the layers panel and choose gradient map, which is going to map the luminance levels to a gradient. This gradient is pretty boring, just black to white, so we have grayscale. I'll click on it and I'll add a new color stop right here at a location of 30%. Double click on it and I'm looking for a pretty vivid shade of red. So 10 degrees for hue, saturation 80%. I'll take the brightness value up to 40% like so. So we have red for the shadow details. And then I want the highlights to be kind of beige. So I'll create another color stop and I'll take the hue value up to 30. I'll take the saturation value down to 20. And then I'll take the brightness value up to 80. That's too high right there, 80% like so. Click OK. And now the whites are too bright, so I'll double click on this final color stop and I'll take the brightness value down to 80%, pardon me. Click OK, click OK, and we have this effect here, which is pretty darn good, right? Except for what we need to do is light up the windows. Cheat, I cheated, I know. I just drew a bunch of rectangles, by the way, using the rectangle tool, all on the same layer. So nothing special going on there. What's great about that is you can just trace those windows as well or as badly as you like. They look great. Notice it's set to the normal blend mode, so I'm not doing anything special. Then I drew a moon with the ellipse tool. Isn't that just an amazing work of realism? But this is the way to go. Don't be like trying to create a moon using Gen Fill, because it'll look terrible no matter what. And also don't bring in a real moon photograph because that would be too much. You just want a circle. That's all we want. Double click on an empty portion of this layer and then we want to bring out the trees in the foreground by bringing up this underlying layer slider right here, the black triangle, till it arrives at 10. You just want it to look good, whatever looks good. And now it's a little choppy, so I'll alt drag. I press the wrong key. I'll alt drag. Go away. Okay, all right, fine. I put this all the way over here. I'll drag this back. Thank you very much. And I'm presenting, don't you know, Photoshop. And then I'll alt drag this guy like so. Such an embarrassment. But you can see now 10 to 40 is where we have the drop off and we're revealing the moon behind the trees. It already looks great. But I know you're thinking, well, the moon wouldn't be really that sharply defined, right? So here in the properties panel, I'll switch over to the mask icon right there. And then I'll just crank the feather value up to 20, which is a great way to soften vector-based shape layers like so. And we end up with this effect, which looks awfully darn nice. And so here's the daytime version of the scene. Here's here's the nighttime version. I know. It's a cheesy effect, but it works, darn it. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tween between these frames by clicking on this icon. You can see like it's a little ball that indicates that it's going to tween automatically. This is as close as Photoshop comes to being an authentic animation program, which is pretty far away. But look, I'm going to add 18 frames. And we're going to tween to the next frame. That's great. But 18. Why 18, Deke? Because 1 plus 18 is 19. And then this frame, the cap to the other keyframe, will be frame 20 once we're done. So that just keeps the math a little bit easy. All layers. And you want to turn off position and effects. So we're just doing opacity. That way things will fade. And then I'll click OK. And now click on frame 2 and shift click on frame 19, as I said. Because we added 18 frames, here they are, and I'll change the duration by clicking on this little down pointing arrowhead. See it right there? And I'll change it to no delay. So we have keyframes at 2 seconds and no delay for the tweens. And so now we have the day turning into night. However, it's animated. Problem is that I've got this guy set to forever. I just want once. And so now I'll play it again. We don't want it to loop. That wouldn't make any sense. And now we have a nighttime scene. I mean, come on. That's got to deserve a subscribe. They just, yes, it's a cheeseball effect, but it works out beautifully. And that's the kind of stuff that is going to be coming at you in future weeks. In any event, I'm going to create another new frame. Right there by clicking on this little plus icon. And what I want to do is I want to have these people, there's people in the house, of course. I want to have them turn off the downstairs light. Because that's going to make it a little scarier because they're going to go upstairs and they live in an attic. And so what I'm going to do is with that Windows layer selected, because it's all vector based, it's a shape layer, and I'll grab my black arrow tool, path selection tool if you prefer, and then I'll marquee these guys and I'll jump them just by pressing Control J, Command J on the Mac, turn off the original windows. Notice we just have the attic windows, and I'll just go ahead and name this layer so I can keep track of what's going on. And now you can see the difference. There are there are the all lights on throughout the entire house, and there's just the attic, like so. All right, now we need to add another new frame right here so we can make some modifications. I'm going to turn off the moon and the attic, and then we're going to add some real darkness by clicking on this black white icon and choosing solid color. And you're not going to think that this is going to result in a lot of darkness because I'm going to turn the entire world a bright scarlet color. Click OK. But now see, I'm going to change the blend mode right here to multiply. And that makes it very dark indeed. In fact, I'll just go ahead and call this guy darkness. And you can see that now we've gone from this sort of, just cheerful night, seeing the people, they went upstairs to, oh, this is when the spookiness happens after you turn off the lights. All right, now we need to tween between them, frames 21 and 22. So, hey, real quick, if you're liking this effect, only you want to see me draw every last detail, down to the windows, the moon, the final reveal, complete with a terrifying combination of advanced masking and generative fill, then join my Patreon, which is patreon.com/DekeNow. Join now and you'll get 10% off this spooky t-shirt. I will click on the tween icon once again, and I will set this time the frames to add to 8. A 9. That's the number 9. Actually, 8 might be easier, but a 9 is what I'm going to do. So 21 plus 9 is 30, so what is now frame 22 will become frame 31. See, trying to keep the math simple. And then position effects are turned off, even though it's not going to blend things properly. Click OK, and you can see that now we have, there's frame 31, which is lights off. There's frame, 21, where we went from 20 to 21. And so there's frame 22, obviously a transitional frame because everything's messed up. Shift click on frame 30, and for some reason, bad Photoshop forgot to keep the blend mode at multiply. I don't know why it set it back to normal. That's not what we want. And now these guys are still selected. It's a little hard to make out, but they are. And I'll change the duration to no delay like so. And now let's just check. I'll start with lights on and I'll click play. A moment later, the people turn off the downstairs lights, and then it turns to absolute nighttime. And now I'll add one new frame by clicking on this little plus icon, and I'll add the mysterious figure over there. I know, a total cheat. Yes, I already masked this person in advance. You can see this is with the mask off, this is with the mask on, and I just painted the mask, by the way, and this is just a color overlay effect just to make her a golden. Here you can see it's a shade of orange right there, and I multiplied it into her so that we have this very cool effect. And now I could play the entire thing for you. Would you like to see that? Why not? I'll just go ahead and play it very briefly, and we'll start at the very beginning. And so here we are, daytime scene, bright and cheerful. Oh my gosh, it changes to a nighttime scene with the windows. Oh, they turned off. Oh, they're going to bed. Oh, that was a mistake. And then, of course, mysterious figure. Who knows what she's going to do now? At this point, you want to export this thing to share with other people, right? And you could save it as, you could use the save as command to save it as a GIF file or save a copy. So you could make an animated GIF file that way. But what I prefer to do is choose export and then go down here to render video. That's going to be better, because who wants GIF? You're going to have a bunch of weird little dithering all over the place. And I did set this to 16 by 9. You do have to take this thing down, this first value down, to no bigger than 3840. Or a Photoshop complaint. So 3840 by 2160, standard 4K resolution, high quality, all these other settings, you can see them. And I'll click on render, and then I will replace the file that I created in advance. That's just fine. And now it's going to go ahead and export that video. And so here's the final video. Daytime scene, beautiful as heck, right? Just happy, cozy scene. They decide to tuck in for the night, play some board games, then they go upstairs, turn out the lights. What a mistake. Those poor people. Who's glad they don't live in that house? Comment below, and then subscribe and turn on notifications to see me reveal my Halloween technique in greater detail with all sorts of real-world, albeit terrifying, tips and tricks. Join me at patreon.com/DeekNow, and then go to Deek.com and sign up for my monstrously scary newsletter. I'm Deke McClellan. This is Deek Now.